welcome to my channel. Today I am going to make a macrame bracelet. This is one of the originals. It's made with hemp. This one has been worn and worn and worn and worn. It's gotten wet. Hemp gets stronger as it is worn. It's like a pair of jeans. Natural material. And this is one that is similar but never the same. And so today I'm going to make one somewhat like it. I've got my cords prepared. To measure, to find a length, I've wrapped 1, 2, 3, and it's doubled. So I've actually taken one single strand and wrapped it around 6 times to get the length for our final product. So you line up all your cords. And this one, I'm just following it all the way to the end because this one's going to be a little bit longer. And this one are both part of the same cord here. And so find which one is longer. This one. And I'm going to do like a scissor with my fingers to hold this one, and then my thumb and my ring finger for this one. So this has been, this one went under, and so I want to do the opposite and go over, and then you make like that and pull through. Oh, I forgot to turn the air off before I started. But I'm going to show you a couple of these, and then I'm just going to go let you watch. But to get that next one, so we went over. So this one you want to go make with your middle finger and hold it in place, and then use your thumb, and then you get this loop to pull through and pull tight to get that next tie there. And again, so this one was under, so we want to go over and pull through. And then we're going to go to the opposite, under, pull through, so that we can continue that pattern. And this will be the part that holds our closure. So for our closure, I have a button, and so it'll go on the other end. So this is how that you'll connect this here once that's complete, just so that you understand what function that this has. So over and through, under, through. This is something that if you practice it really, really slow, that it becomes part of a rhythm. it was almost impossible for me with ADHD to do this at one point in time. And after that, I slowed it way down. This was really, really good for my state of being because it reminded me that there is a way through these hard things. So now what I'm doing is I'm taking and I'm checking to see how far, which one's longer now, so that we can have some equal chords. So there's my longer one. I come back. Sure enough, it is the opposite one. So we want to do maybe 2 more like this, and then before we close, we'll make sure that this fits through. So under, over, under, pull through, tighten, over, pull through, tighten, and this is probably sufficient for what we're working towards. They can be spaced a little bit more. This kind of gives a little more of a, you can see the chords through it. Some of them we want them to be really, really tight. This one, we're just going to go ahead and find that. So take your corkboard and find a comfortable height here, and then go ahead and you'll want to check the length of the red in comparison to the white and blue, because all of these chords are important. So here we are, our red is still longer, you see? So whenever that we make this part, let's go ahead and use the, this is not working with me here. Okay. Move the camera instead. So we're going to stay with the red, pull the blue and the white together, pull the red up, and here do a square knot. So you're just going to have like this, just to secure it, and complete the square knot. Square knot is one of the very first ones that you ever will learn. So before we tighten that, let's pull that out. Let's be sure that our button fits through. It does. And so we'll secure here, and then secure again here with our square knot. That way it doesn't move on us. And go ahead and tighten. Again, check the ends. Take the whole thing. What is the longest one? And this is something that you can think of as you create your piece. See, we've still got red that are long there. We'll go ahead and secure one more red square knot like this. That way that we know where we are with those. And next, now, because we're working with something similar to this, we're right here on the piece. Here's our square knot, and then we start pulling these out, 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 out. And so for these, and again, this one's really important because that's going to hold everything in place. So take our guiding one, the one that's in the middle, and you're going to make, so here, hold this here, and pull over and through. You're going to hold your guiding one tight and pull like this all the way up here, and then just kind of, it just like wraps around and pull through all the way up like that. So same with this one, over. This you'll be able to see better because it's blue. Our white one is our guide. 1, 2. And for this, let's go ahead and secure a red bead. For here, because there's going to be a little bit of space between here and here, and that way we have something that sort of keeps its spot. So over and through, and then take the ones from that side and separate them so that they're not being confused with these. Over and through. Same thing, over and through. Pull all the way up. And next is blue, over and through. Over and through. And we'll secure with another one of these. Over and through with our guider and the red. The important part is holding the guide tight, so keep that straight and then pull through. So now we've got our 2 sections, and what's important for this to keep its form, go ahead and give it another one. What I use for these are T-pins. I like these because these ones have color and they can sometimes be confusing what you're doing. So these are called T-pins, and I prefer T-pins for this personally. So for holding this, you can use like a bigger, these are like double as fat as some of these. So there's like a regular push pin in comparison. Either one is fine, but because I have this fatter one, I'm just going to use that to keep that separate, and then I'm going to put another one on this side so that whenever that I switch sides, that it will still be ready for the next row. So here this is our guide. So we'll run this row through here. And if you can see on this one, see these are together, but see this one I'm going to do separate so that there's like a gap in the middle. And that's going to be similar to this part, except for no bead. So how it separates here, that's how this will be in the middle. So there's our one there. So we'll take our hold with 2 fingers, and then you're going to hold the blue like this, and then take it over the white and pull through. Hold your white tight, and again, these usually come in increments of 2 because it holds the pattern. I don't usually use pins on these because sometimes the spacing can be affected if I were to put a pin here and here. This might be off center. I definitely have done it that way so that it's purposely off center, but it's going to be more difficult because it'll be harder to measure. So we got the second one there. Let's put that up on our one here. Take this one down. Hold the white one tight. Blue, pull over and through. Blue over and through. And over and through. Over and through. And then we're with the white, over and through, over and through, and let's separate those again. Okay, so I only did the blue on this. My mistake. So there's the red, and then the white. And if you're stressed, this can be very therapeutic. Just go really, really slow and learn the pattern. So there's where we are here. I'm gonna push this one all the way through. And if you have a regular thickness cork board, I would get an extra cork board. And cause see, if you see here, this is just straight through the middle, so that whenever I push it all the way through, it doesn't poke me. So that's what that's all about. So I've got another cork board. I've cut it here, put a strip in the middle, so that whenever I'm here and I push this all the way through and I pick up my board, it doesn't poke me. Okay, so blue. So I've got a larger bead here. I'm going to see if I can string it through both of these red cords. And pull it all the way up here. So we've got our red bead up here, our little gap in between. And so I'm going to be sure to keep your sides separate like this. And go over and through just once. Then on the right, go through once. This is like a fish tail style. And for this one, I really kind of want it to I want it to be loose. So I'm not going to pull it tight. You do have to stay with it. See, if you keep it loose like that, you'll have to get to the next one before you set it down or take a break or anything. So keep the blue really loose so that we get a nice sort of open pattern. I'm just going to hold on to that, but I just want to show you, like with these, is what I mean with having them like that, except for this is smaller. So I can't set this down. I'm holding my middle ones. And what I want to do here is take a pin to secure that. And I want to make sure I go in order. Over and through. Just hold it really lightly so that you don't move the pattern. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. So same thing on the other side. Really lightly, because we don't want to interrupt what is loose here. 2. And 1. Ooh. I like to do very free, fun patterns. A lot of my pieces come straight from the heart. That none of them are the same. That I can usually make them similar, but I don't always prefer them to be the same. In fact, early in my macrame journey, that I did not ever make them the same. So, red, white, and blue, red, white, and blue. So I'm going to do the thing where I check and see which one's longest. That way, because I'm making a pattern as I go. So whatever I have the most of, I'll use first. So red is currently the one with the most. So I'm going to hold these over and through, pull up, over and through, pull up. I'm going to do more this time. 3, 4. Make them tight, but not too tight. 5, 6, 7. And then same with this side. I'm taking the red underneath so that it doesn't curl the wrong way, so it doesn't turn that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So get those together a little bit. Almost looks like a little person with legs, a little marionette. If this video cuts, I will add a photo at the end so that you can see the final product. This is part of a learning and discovery in finding what works for you as a creative. I think for me, because this is so free and open, I have this pendant that says dream on it, and I'm going to attach that here and leave those sort of open like that. I am going to take these and fold them like this, and I can only fit 2 through here. So 2 of them folded and pull tight so that it's in place. Your little dream here, or if you have a regular pendant, this is part of where the creative part comes through. And so we put 2 that were doubled over, and then we're going to take that other white one and string it through so that it's secure. So if we have that here, we want to make sure that's pulled tight. So we get that pulled nice and tight there, and we want to get that back in its regular order. I'm going to go ahead and continue. I kind of want that to, I want the blue and the white to show a little bit. And